Thank you EA and thank you Codemasters for this early access into Grid Legends Driven to Glory. This early build shows off the story mode called Driven to Glory. Similar to F1 2021's Breaking Point, in which you get to control this rookie driver who joins a struggling team called Seneca Racing, and you will encounter some antagonists along the way. Grid has always been about traveling the world, driving different disciplines across many various events, and going for glory. To be honest, it took me a while to figure out that this was an intentional fictional racing series. I honestly thought that Grid was just glorified street racing with motorsport at heart. Driven to Glory plays out like a real-time documentary with actors really giving us a cinematic experience within the racing game. It's pretty neat for what it is. I'm going to avoid spoilers for you and just give you my first impressions of Driven to Glory. I like the acting, the story, and the drama. That's going to be a big selling point for me and for consumers. I loved F1 2021's Breaking Point as I thought that this was a fun and dramatic way to play through a racing game's career mode. Of course you have your traditional career mode where you grind season after season, but I truly enjoy the effort and time put into a career mode with a plot, protagonists, antagonists, and some drama. Another thing I enjoy about this game is the sounds of the cars, the contact, driving over curbs, and just the overall sound in general. Now, I turned off the music as soon as I could so I could focus on driving or racing, and no offense to the audio team who created the soundtrack, but I always turn off the music in my racing games if I can. I really, truly just want to hear the cars racing, the gears shifting, and the tires screeching across the tarmac. The cars sound really good, especially when in cockpit mode. Another positive is something I want to compare to the previous Grid 2019. The previous Grid was twitchy and very arcade heavy, which is fine, nothing against the arcade games or arcade handling, but Grid Legends plays more like a simcade style racer where you don't need a wheel to feel how the physics are affecting your driving across different vehicles or on wet or dry pavement. The cars in this game feel really good thus far, and I truly like the physics, the handling, and the gameplay on this early build. It's definitely a step up from Grid 2019. So far, Grid Legends seems to be a solid racing game, but many people may be skeptical as the last game was a grind with many short races and little to no online racing. Hopefully the online part will be not a problem this time around, as they are promoting full cross-platforming across Xbox, PlayStation, and PC users. This will hopefully make it so you can find races faster and more often, because the online experience for myself on Grid 2019 was awful. So that's something I am looking forward to, and I'm very hopeful because I always love playing online for hours and hours after I have beaten the career mode. Well, we can't have a first impressions video without some criticism though, right? As I play through Driven to Glory, I can't help but notice that these races are yet again 3 laps. This gets very old very quickly as I yearn to have a good battle, especially in a single player mode for multiple laps, like some good old fashioned endurance racing, or at the very least races that could last 15, 20, 30 minutes long. Maybe it's just me, but as soon as I get used to driving a race car, the race is over and it's on to the next. It just seems weird that Grid would travel the world just to do 3-lap races. You go from place to place and just race one race for 3 laps. There's no qualifying. It's just like a random grid, or you start in 12th place or 15th place and you race 3 laps. And you have to meet the certain criteria within those 3 laps. And if you're playing on hard or extreme or legend, that's going to be an extremely hard challenge because the cars get faster for sure. And it's brutal. So difficulty spike, and you only have 3 laps to complete it. I hope in the future we get some longer races or an option to crank up the laps in the very least to give us the full, authentic feel of motorsport. If your wish was to stick with one type of car, then you'll be sorely disappointed, as you are changing cars after each event in Driven to Glory. If you found a GT or touring car you love, well, tough luck, because the next race is open wheel racing. Yay! But let's end this first impressions video with on a good note, shall we? I love driving in the cockpit mode, but some games just don't pull it off that well. Grid Legends does a very nice job at sitting you within the driver's seat. All you have to do is adjust the POV to your liking, and then even removing the steering wheel so you don't have to watch the hands and the wheel itself go back and forth if you don't want to. That is a nice feature for both controller and wheel users. I'll be playing through this game from the cockpit as much as humanly possible, as I feel it's honestly better than using the chase cam in this game. I'm not against using the chase cam, because if you've watched my Forza content, I always use chase cam, but in this game, being in the driver's seat just feels really good. And honestly, I can't wait to show you more, because the graphics, driving in the rain, things get really, really awesome, to be honest. So that's all for now. Hope to play with you all soon online, and I can't wait to play the full game soon and talk more about it. That is Grid Legends Driven to Glory. That's it for now. Have a good day. See you later.